Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, or whatever time unit your planetoid happens to use. This is the being known as Flynn Church coming to you in an actual canned recording. Kind of weird to think about that, isn't it? I am here as a sort of status update because I have been told by a few people that my long radio silence since earlier this year has kind of turned a few people off. They're like, "Where are you, man? What are you doing? Why don't you stream anymore?" So I am here to bring the 411 upside yo heads, so that you now know what I know about knowing. Before we get going too much, this is Brutal Doom. It is a hardcore modification for Doom 1, 2, yada yada source ports. Also works on Strife, Hexen, and Heretic. That adds a bunch... I should not put my hand in front of my mouth while I'm talking into a microphone. Adds a bunch of extra features like new weaponry, the assault rifle. It's actually useful. The remodeled shotgun, remodeled chain gun with a spin-up mode, remodeled everything. It's actually pretty awesome. And there's a modification for the modification that adds a different level 30 Icon of Sin to give it a somewhat better boss fight. Now, if you're wondering, I am playing this on degreelessness mode, which means I am in God mode, because frankly, I prefer to have fun when I'm shooting enemies, not constantly dying. It doesn't make for as good tape. Anyway, that aside, where have I been? Well, as many of you know, I moved in March to a new home because the previous owner of my house had decided he was going to sell it, and we could either get out or get out. So we chose to get out. Unfortunately, the new establishment and the new place I am in, the new disco den, the new church, whatever you want to call it, is not all that in a bag of Cheetos. It's kind of a temporary arrangement, and the major problem here is that our internet service sucks goats. We have a very, very good pipe. I mean, I should be on a 16.8, but because of damage to the local cabling outside of the property, come on, I know I can make this rocket jump, I have before, the internet constantly drops. And it is unpredictable. It tends to be out for anywhere from seconds to hours. And because it is inconsistent, I really can't stream. Now, I'm not sure, honestly, if it's the outside wiring or the inside wiring. If the access point we have set up here that the homeowner installed, I'm essentially living in someone's upstairs, is not crap. But that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, between that and the fact that my video card gave up just before I moved, the fans broke, and unfortunately, in the process of fixing the fans, I proceeded to break them worse. I lost all the electronic, or all the screws and bolts for them. They're all gone. Well, not all of them, but enough of them that it's immaterial. Be very careful, because the new Icon of Sin has the ability to telefrag, and will do so regularly, shocking regularity. This is the new BFG, which fires very differently. It's no longer a broad-based hit scan weapon, but it's more like a super rocket launcher. But anyway, I have not been able to stream consistently, and I have an entire boatload of games that I simply cannot play because I don't have a machine for them anymore. Like, I've been waiting to play Dark Souls 2 for months. I got Far Cry 3 in the Steam sale. I can't even begin to play it won't start. I have State of Decay. I have this. I have these. We had actually planned earlier in the year to do something I called the Megathon, where I was going to wander through every single Mega Drive game, minus the sports title, and hope to raise money to get my hardware replaced, but unfortunately, since I can't stream consistently, that hasn't happened, and it's showing no signs of happening. So there we are with that. I'm trying to work up some canned reviews, some preloaded stuff, but I'm also, and I don't say this with the "oh please weep for me," because frankly I'm not looking for sympathy. I suffer from chronic depression. A lot of people do, and a lot of people do all the way around. And this spring has not been good for my health. So the fact that I've been sick, I need to see a doctor and I can't afford it, and I haven't been able to eat very well because we're really tight on money. it's been a kind of a year, so getting motivated to do things has not really worked out, but I'm trying to come out of it, trying to get together, because I know people genuinely do like what I output, and I'm glad that you're here, especially if you're one of the people who wandered over from the old Funky Fox channel. This is where I told you to wander to. But what's in the can right now is probably some very simple, I mean, I don't intend to do mass editing or anything incredibly intensely technical. For a couple of games, I've actually had success getting to work. Broforce, I've played through the Destiny beta, which is actually a lot of fun. That one may even happen today. Destiny beta, and I'm at the urging of several people who are related to the adventure gaming community, with the retro gaming community in general. There's been a lot of questions as to why, questions is kind of the wrong term. There's been some talk about Woodruff and the Schnibble of Azimuth, or the Bizarre Adventures of Woodruff and the Schnibble, or whatever they called it in whatever region you grew up in, because I only know what they called it in America. And that was the Bizarre Adventures of Woodruff and the Schnibble. The second to last Cocktail Vision adventure game, or even French production. I say that with love in my heart and confusion in my pants, because it's a weird game. Yes, this is actually hurting this boss, even if you can't tell. Brutal Doom gets rid of hit scan, so you actually have to aim. It's kind of wild. This boss does not have a John Romero inside I have, actually. But the simple fact of it is I'm trying to get some canned stuff together. I'm trying to get my PC working in a way that actually will get me back to where I can play modern games again. I'm trapped on consoles right now, and I don't think lowly of consoles, but you know, they've got great games. Like I've been playing Destiny on the PlayStation 3. It's not the same, and a lot of my archive is sitting around going, well, we're here. I might be working on some obscure adventure game videos, because I have a lot of those. I found a couple of things. I've actually, thanks to, again, to Lazy Games, Flint Lazy Games from Lazy Games Reviews. His last name's not really Lazy Games, but my friends and I call him Flint Lazy Games. I've been thrifting, and I haven't had a huge amount of success, but I found a couple of obscure, super obscure things, like a adventure slash fixed point shooter called Hardline. Found a copy of Titanic Legend Out of Time. I found a couple of things that I think people would be interested in seeing. I have to get together and report footage. Basically ponder all of this out. Ponder is the right process, because that's basically what it is. You know, you set this all up and you dig yourself through it. But I'm happy that people are still looking at the channel. If you're a follower or subscriber, whatever it is on YouTube these days, thank you for hanging with me and, you know, refusing to say die. In the interim, I'm actually going to shill a friend of mine, who will probably go, why did you do that? I don't need you to shill for me. Cortube40 has been streaming in a way that I could only pretend to do. He's an incredibly competent, competent isn't even the right word, it's too, you know, bland or, because, well, you can be competent and not be special, you know. His stuff is not spectacular, you know, he's not, you know, going out for the showboating, no intro, he's not Man vs. Game or Dan or any of that. He's just a humble little streamer who works 5 days a week, and when his own conditions allow, and he generally puts on the absolute best show he knows how, and I think he does a really, really good job. And I'd like people to go out there and tell him that he does a really, really good job. So in closing here, just as we beat the icon of sin, good timing me. And now we can watch the endgame screw up, because there's a bug in how GZ Doom handles this segment. Computer's still broken. Internet not working very well. Depressed as all hell. May have to move again, so any long-term plans are kind of sitting around doing nothing. doing adventure game videos. May have a Destiny review up later today. Not sure. We'll see. And otherwise, please stick with me. Comment any way you want to comment. Hopefully there'll be a lot more content coming to this channel. I'm actually looking too, after a lot of complaints about re-editing the yeah, it does that, re-editing the old videos, like the Callahan's videos, into smaller segments, because there have been a lot of complaints that the really long videos are unwatchable because they're so bloody long. I mean, one of them is 6 hours, and 6 hours, they're unedited. I'm not going to edit them down because there's way too much flaffle blab. They're just kind of hard to watch, so I may re-edit those into smaller segments. We shall see. Otherwise, I am Flynn Church. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching me play Doom cheating, because it's just what you do. If you break out of this, if you try to reload, actually, he won't let me quick load. Go figure. What happens if I actually try to load again? Wow, that's really weird. And then it loads properly. Let's see. Okay, turn God off. This is actually playing Doom 2 for real. Keep with me. Send me your questions, your comments, your musings on how chocolate tastes really good with Tabasco, which it does. Screen decals. And otherwise, I'd like to thank you all for being you. It's going to be a good year. I think there are some amazing things coming up in the worlds of gaming in the next few months, if we just survive. So, which I didn't. So, this is Flynn signing off.